beautiful sunny Sunday, and we are going 5.5 miles to deliver this shop and deliver that I picked up. I accepted the order, and a very simple order. I mean, it was 7 items, and all 6 of the 7 items were cookies and some Lysol. So maybe someone's gonna have a tea party. I don't know, tea party maybe with cookies. Who knows? But at any rate, I'm going to deliver this. I thought it was pretty okay. $15 and change. I think it was like $15.77, and it's going 5.5 miles. So in and out. All 6 items is on one aisle, and then I grabbed the Lysol and I was in and out. I'll see you when I get there. Okay, so I had to do a return after arriving at the home. The homeowner had their dog out. He left the front door. He was sitting in front of the front door, and he got up as soon as he saw my car pull in. And once I parked, he sat there at the front door, but once I parked, he came right to the hood of my vehicle and started barking and stood right in the front of my hood barking and barking. So to me, that was a sign not to get out. He was guarding his property. So I called the homeowner to let them know I had arrived with their items, but their dog was on the loose, and they did not answer the phone. So, a lot of people don't answer their phone if they're not familiar with the phone number. So I said, well, let me text them. They'll know that this was the number that was calling them maybe. So I texted them and I said, hey, I arrived with your shop, and your dog is loose, and I would like to deliver your items. No response. So after I text, I called again. So I called them a second time. Hey, I'm here trying to deliver your food. I just text you, trying to, get in contact with you. I ended up texting twice. I called twice. I let them know that I was going to have to start a return. No response. So I don't understand that. There's no reason for them to not respond through text and through the phone call. So I had to start a return. I felt awful about it, but it's all about safety on all of these apps, I can't assume the dog is friendly at all, It's not worth it. For me, that is their property, and I'm entering onto their property. So, I did what I thought was the right thing. So I felt bad that I had to return the items, but it was an easy shop. You have a delivery coming. Why is your dog out loose? You know what I'm saying? You can't assume, well, my dog is friendly. We don't know that. I don't know that, So I did start the return. I'm glad it was a quick shop. I only went down 2 aisles. They got 7 items. 6 of the items were cookies, as I had mentioned to you, and they had some Lysol. So I literally grabbed the Lysol, went down the cookie aisle, and picked up all of the cookies, opposed to the one of the cookies was in the bakery aisle. So, I was in and out. I was in and out of Walmart in probably 5 minutes. You know what I mean? If that. It took me 5 minutes to grab the Lysol, the cookies, and get out of there. It took me about 7 minutes to get to their house. Maybe 7 minutes. It's a Sunday morning. There's no traffic. It was a little rural area. So, it took no time. I don't even know if it took 7 minutes. The item was $15.77. The offer was $15.77. So I still get paid. However, they do take away some of the tip portion, but Walmart looks like Spark looks like they paid me some other little delivery fee or whatever. And anyway, I ended up getting paid for it minus like $1 and change, so it is what it is. It didn't take long for the return. As soon as I pulled up, you started on the app. I put down that I couldn't access the property. They give you different options. But to cover myself, I still call support. Just so it's documented on the reason why, So, because the app doesn't give you a lot of options. But I did call support just to let them know. And, I took a picture of the dog. With the new iPhone update, you cannot record while your phone is charging. So I had my cord plugged in, and I have it plugged in so that it could be connected to my Bluetooth and so that I can look at my GPS. And so when it's plugged in and inside the port and you're recording, it will not pick up sound on that since we've had that update. So you couldn't hear the dog barking, but the dog was barking. I didn't realize I still had my phone plugged in, else she would have been able to hear. But at any rate, that was that, and things happen, and this is part of the gig economy. Sometimes you run into situations, but I did still get paid. Do I feel bad? Yes, because that's just me. I feel bad, but on the other hand, it was a waste of my time as well. Even though I still get paid, it's still less $1 and change for me. Would I had accepted that order if it would have only paid $13 and change? Absolutely not. I try to do 20 and above, but like I said, those were just cookies, not going far, so I took the $15. But now I'm short at $1 and change. But it is what it is, and I'll see you on the next one. Alrighty. $36.16, and this is just to pick up a laptop. One item, and it's going 11 miles. I really didn't need a cart for it, but I don't want, you got a lot of Spark drivers and stuff and different people that sit around in their car watching. You don't know who could see you, and I don't need nobody to know that that was the item I picked up. You know what I mean? So I got a cart, and instead of just holding a laptop in my hand in a bag, and let me pick this item up and see you in a few. All right, so apparently of course they keep them locked up, and so he's getting one, and I've got to wait. And sometimes people don't want to wait for these items, so they don't pick up these offers. No bag for that, and that's why I wanted a shopping cart. In and out. I scanned it back in electronics. It was locked up. I still have to go to the checkout aisle to still check out. They've got this one closed, so now I've got to go on the other side. See, this Walmart doesn't have an aisle just for Spark drivers to check out, which is early. It's empty, so no big deal. That one is closed. Yes, Walmart sells everything. Laptops, computers, TVs. Okay, in and out, one item. $36, in and out, one item. It is 11 miles I gotta go, but 11 country miles is not bad. It's not like I'm going through the city with red lights, And I have a shopping cart because they don't have bags big enough to hold it. I don't want to just be walking out with a laptop underneath my arm. You know what I mean? It's just so obvious. It's not like it's a Mac. So that first one was canceled, but I got something else 5 minutes after returning it. So not bad at all. This is what they're getting. $249 for an Intel HP. All right, time to deliver. Okay, the second house today with dogs all out. This is crazy. This is crazy. Maybe I gotta stop delivering to the country. Okay? This is crazy. That's a German Shepherd. And they have signs everywhere. Like you know you're getting a delivery. What is the problem? It says beware of dogs and cameras and all of this stuff. This is crazy. The second one today. Okay, he went to go put the dogs out. Yeah, I'm not. He went to put the dogs out. Okay. I'm like, oh gosh, the second house this morning. I had to deliver. Okay, time to shop. Okay, we picked up the parsley. Now we need some corn dogs. Is this the right aisle? Nope, we gotta go over one more aisle. One more, no, this is, yeah, one more aisle we gotta go over. Misread that. So let's go over one more aisle. A4. That's A4 up there. Okay, so you just look at that map and the app tells you A4. And we are on A4. Let's see what section. Okay, it said A4, which is the aisle, 8. So let's see, this is 8. This is 8. Here's 8 right here. Let's get one in the back that's nice and frozen. Okay, some chicken fried rice. Okay, they actually wanted 2 of those chicken fried rices. Okay, what an easy shop. Okay, 3 items was on this side. I got to get some creamer in the back and something down this aisle. Let's see, very easy. Chicken board. Okay, we need the less sodium one. This is the less sodium. I think the hardest part about being in here to shop is people just be on their phone in another world and just standing and hanging around, and you know, they don't pay attention to like you're blocking up the aisle. You know what I mean? So that's the only thing. People have no consideration nowadays. Okay, let's see what else we need. Okay, so we're on aisle 10. Now we gotta go to section 6, which is right here. I need some hamburger helper on 18. Here's 18. So it doesn't look like things are in the right order. There's nothing in 18. So let's see if it's somewhere else. So sometimes things are not in the right place. You just gotta look over a little bit. So now they need some garlic on the same aisle. So we're on aisle 10. Where's the garlic? Yeah, 11, 11, 18. It's just, you gotta bend down and look. That's the fettuccine they want. All right, let's go find this hamburger meat. Excuse me. 2 packs of hamburger meat. You know, you can make good money on Sundays, but it's just too crowded in here. You know, you just gotta have patience to deal with the crowd. Okay, we got the 2 packs of hamburger meat. Okay, let's go find this cheese. And this is how you do a stock order. You accept it, and the app tells you what aisle to go down, what section, how many, and it even shows a picture. So very simple. Let's find this cheese. That cheese was a little hard to find, but it's over here with the specialty. creamer. Have a good one. Okay, $24.39, and it is going 8 miles, 8.2 miles, 14 items, very quick shop, duplicative items, in and out, multiple items. So I was only on about 3 or 4 aisles. Gonna get this delivered, and that is it. See you when I get there. All right, so I made it here. They fishing back there. Look at that. They fishing back there. How nice. They are fishing on this beautiful day. Maybe that's their dinner. I don't know. Maybe it's just for fun, but they are fishing. So nice. I'm looking at them fishing. I'm like, ooh, is that dinner or what?
Actually, you have dinner in that bag.
Okay. What are they on? Quick delivery. The gentleman came outside to meet me, and he said that was dinner I had in the bag. So I thought maybe they was getting dinner out the pond. All right, I was getting ready to go home, and guess what happened? Another order came up. So I said, let me take it because it's only like 2 minutes from my house. So I was going to head home, but it's 2 minutes from my house, so it only made sense to take it. We only want 6 items. So why not? Look at all of the food they have. This is what they're going to do overnight, I guess. Unpack. Okay. Okay, time to get that berry punch and the tropical punch and some soda. And that was easy. was very simple. And like I said, this was right by my house, so my plan was not to take another one. But it only made sense.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yes, he is. I have no prayers this morning. I don't start my day without praying. God is good all the time. God is good all the time. Bless me, anoint me, keep me covered. Time to deliver. This is going 5.7 miles, but it's right by my house. This was, $15.75, something like that. But it's going right by my home. It was an easy shop, as you saw. And this is just a good way how you make extra money. So I will see you when I get there and talk to you soon. Don't have any lights. Why people don't need the light on. Right, so that was it for today. And I'm headed home. I did put it in my GPS and it's 1.4 miles away. So that's why I took it. I knew it was by my house. But I put it in the GPS because this subdivision has about 1,000 homes in here. So it's like 3 communities in one. So it's hard. If you don't live in here, it's hard to find your way out of here. So that's why I put it in my GPS. But I'm 1.4 miles from home. And I did 2 orders this morning, 2 this evening. And I think it was a little over $85, maybe. I did lose $2 off of that one, $1 and change off of the one earlier that I had to return. But they will pay me a return fee. So actually, it'll come out even to more than $2. I just won't get that for another 48 hours. And that could be anywhere from $2 to $9. You just don't know. So we'll see what that is. But $2 to $9, it'll be more than $1 and change I lost. So a little over 80 something dollars. I did 4 deliveries today, 4 or 5. I forget. But I'll put it up there on the screen. Thanks for riding with me and have a wonderful night.